co-workers, the reported targets. The suspect in court just moments ago, the image just in, and new details tonight on the arsenal discovered. We are watching a major line of storms moving into the Northeast tonight. What's behind it? Rob Marciano standing by. The horror in New York City today. The young man crushed to death in an elevator. Authorities say 2 others had just gotten off. 3 people still in the elevator witnessing it all. The jet engulfed in flames. How did the passengers get out alive just seconds before those first flames turned into a fireball? The mother arrested after accidentally leaving her 5-month-old baby in her hot car. She said she was distracted getting her son out of the car and by her sister. They were all going shopping.
No, I totally, and I know you're doing your job. I'm not a neglectful mom. Like, I'm not a bad mom.
The passengers outraged tonight. Their flight from New York to Los Angeles delayed for 18 hours. The mountain lion mauling an 8-year-old boy who was playing outside his home. This is the 3rd attack. The growing concern tonight. Your Money Tonight, the major bust, the arrests, email scams, romance scams targeting seniors and businesses too. Allegedly, they were out to steal millions. And America Strong tonight, the boy, the letter, and the major leaguer who admits he got choked up. But what happened next?
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a busy Thursday night. And we begin tonight with that developing story, the alleged plot to shoot up that hotel, targeting workers and guests. And the suspect was charged and in court just moments ago. Tonight, new details coming in about the alleged plot. The hotel cook arrested, the arsenal seized at his home. Hundreds of rounds of ammunition, an AR-15 among the weapons. And this all comes amid 2 more cases today. 2 young people arrested for alleged threats to open fire at school with the school year just underway. But we begin with that hotel plot in California, and ABC's Will Carr leads us off.
Tonight, the man accused by authorities of plotting America's next massacre appeared in court for the first time. 37-year-old Rodolfo Montoya behind that glass divider, now charged with 4 felonies. Police say they found a stash of weapons inside Rodolfo Montoya's home, including hundreds of rounds of ammunition, tactical gear, and an automatic rifle and high-capacity magazines. Both are illegal in California. Authorities say on Monday, Montoya, a hotel cook, told a co-worker about his plan to attack.
He was going to shoot up fellow employees and people coming into the hotel.
That co-worker told hotel management, who then called police. Montoya was arrested at his home, where authorities allegedly found that arsenal of weapons. Tonight, employees at the Marriott where the suspect worked are grateful that hotel management called police after learning about the alleged plot.
So blessed that I'm alive and that I'm fine, and everybody's here is fine, because that's horrible.
Since the tragedies in Dayton and El Paso, there have been more than a dozen arrests for alleged threats of mass shootings across the country, including in Ohio, where this man, who police say wanted to shoot up a Jewish community center, was arrested after posting this disturbing video online. In Florida, a mother pleads with police after her teenage son is arrested.
He didn't do anything wrong. Yes, he's 15, but he's still a little boy, and he's not one of the crazy people out there doing stuff.
And today, also in Florida, at least 2 students in separate schools arrested for alleged threats at the start of the school year.
And Will Carr with us live again tonight in the case of that California hotel cook. I know police now investigating how he allegedly obtained some of those weapons, Will.
That's right, David. We know that that AR-15 he allegedly had was illegal here in California. Authorities now want to know exactly where he got it from. And we've heard across the country that saying if you see something, say something. Tonight, authorities are strengthening their language, saying if you see, hear, or even read something suspicious, you should report it. David.
Will Carr leading us off. Will, thank you. We are also tracking flash flood watches and strong storms moving into the Northeast tonight, all the way from Oklahoma. The system already unleashing heavy rains over the last 24 hours, downing trees near Ellendale, North Carolina. Flash flooding leaving cars underwater in St. Louis, and meteorologist Rob Marciano is tracking this again tonight for us. Hey, Rob.
Hi, David. Severe storms are popping in this hot and humid air mass ahead of that cold front that will finally bring some relief to this oppressive heat. On the radar, you see it in North Carolina, Virginia, already trees down with severe storms there. Another batch coming through that area, Maryland, eastern Pennsylvania as well. The wave along this front, way back over the Mississippi, it's what brought the flash flood into Kansas. That kind of drifts to the east. It will have enough dynamics to drag the front south of D.C. during the day tomorrow, but not even into the Mid-South. So it is August, more storms along that front and south of it tomorrow, but here in the Northeast, thankfully, it will be quieter and cooler. David?
Rob, thank you. We're going to turn now to the horror in New York City today. A young man crushed to death in an elevator. 2 others had just gotten off. 3 people were standing behind him, still in that elevator, witnessing it all. Here's ABC's Lindsay Davis.
An investigation tonight into how a simple elevator ride turned into a deadly tragedy.
Report of an elevator drop with person possibly trapped.
Investigators say 6 people were on board an elevator inside this 22-story Manhattan apartment building when something went terribly wrong. 2 people got off at the lobby, and when 30-year-old Samuel Waisbrand tried to exit, the elevator malfunctioned and suddenly dropped, crushing him to death. Tonight, the victim's heartbroken father is speaking out.
He's not going to be able to be a father and have family and, live a life that we all hope for him.
Firefighters also rescued 3 more people trapped inside that elevator who witnessed the horror.
Super scary. They always jump between floors. It's like that Halloween Horror Nights thing when you're in that scary elevator that hops up and down. It's really bad.
The building had been fined nearly $1,300 in May for unsafe elevator conditions. Just last year, the cables of an elevator snapped in Chicago, sending 6 people, including a pregnant woman, plunging 84 stories. No one was hurt.
So let's get to Lindsay. She's live in New York tonight. And Lindsay, you have new information on the repair work that was set to take place on that elevator?
That's right, David. Just last month, a work permit had been issued to fix the wiring on both elevators. However, investigators say that the elevator that the victim was riding in was not the elevator that had recently been fined. David.
All right, Lindsay Davis, we're thinking about the family of that young man tonight. Just awful. Thank you. To other news tonight, a major crackdown this evening. Federal authorities busting what they say was a global internet scam, one of the largest cases of its kind, they say, in U.S. history. Prosecutors charging 80 people with money laundering, fraud, and identity theft. They're accused of stealing $10 million through various email scams. These scams, as we've reported before, often target the most vulnerable, seniors and small businesses. And Matt Gutman in L.A. tonight, where the case broke wide open. Matt.
This was a massive bust, David. Now, an FBI source is telling me this was an incredibly sophisticated ring. The authorities say they targeted big corporations and then posed as personnel or vendors. Then they requested payment, and because they looked so real, companies sent them millions. There were also romance schemes, some victims believing they were corresponding with military service members overseas. The defendants in this case are charged with money laundering and fraud, and if convicted, they could face dozens of years behind bars. And authorities tonight tell us that the victims in this case are unlikely to recoup any of their money. David.
Matt Gutman reporting in from L.A. Thank you, Matt. Next tonight, to new images of the fiery jet crash in Northern California and that rush to escape the flames. This video now showing the plane erupting into a fireball. As you know, everyone on board getting off even with the plane already on fire, seconds before it erupted into that fireball. So why did the pilot abort takeoff? Here's ABC's Adrienne Bankert.
Tonight, we're learning more about those heart-stopping moments, passengers escaping that crashed plane after an aborted takeoff, the engine still roaring.
Everybody's out.
Then the fireball. Lineman Justin Vaughn was nearby in Oroville, California, and heard the roar from that Cessna Citation jet on the runway and knew something was wrong.
We saw the plane through the opening shoot through the field and was bouncing along. You can see that actually the fuselage was broken in half. Half of the plane kind of sat forward and the tail sat back just a little bit.
Vaughn and a group of linemen in training ran to find all 10 people on board walking out of that plane.
They were pretty shook up at that point. Kudos to the pilot for getting everybody off the plane.
Of those on board, 2 pilots and the CEO and team members of a Fortune 500 company, all now safe at home.
I'm amazed that somebody got out of that alive. It was fully engulfed in flames and just pure black smoke.
So the big question is, why did the pilot abort his takeoff? The NTSB crews are working behind us right now, flying drones over the crash site, investigating why he made that split-second decision. David?
Adrienne Bankert reporting in again tonight. Thank you. Now to a concern we have reported on here every summer, and this one has been a particularly bad one. The dangers of children in hot cars. At least 35 children have died so far this year. And tonight, police in Arizona now releasing this video of a mother arrested after accidentally leaving her 5-month-old daughter in a hot car while she and her young son and her sister went shopping. Here's Gio Benitez.
Tonight, newly released video shows the terrifying moment after a mother returned to her hot car to discover she had left her baby inside. First responders taking the child to the hospital.
And I don't know. I honestly don't know how it happened. I don't.
Body cams rolling as 37-year-old Stacy Hawley tells rescuers that she accidentally left her 5-month-old in the back seat.
We're lucky that this isn't, something else.
No, I totally, and I know you're doing your job. I'm not a neglectful mom. I'm not a bad mom.
The mother says she was distracted talking to her sister and took her 6-year-old out of the car, but left the baby in the back while all three went shopping. Surveillance video released by police shows them entering the store and leaving nearly 50 minutes later. The high that June day, over 100 degrees, 130 degrees inside that car. The baby was okay. Holly later telling police she never thought she'd make that mistake.
I think that these people who do it, who you see on TV, I'm like, God, how stupid are they to leave their kids in the car? And then it happened.
And David, that mother was charged with child abuse and child endangerment. She has pleaded not guilty. David?
Gio, thank you. An arrest tonight in the deadly stabbing at Cal State Fullerton, a former administrator killed in a parking lot. Police arresting a suspect accusing him of killing a coworker. Authorities say he was seen on surveillance right here running from the scene. Police also recovering a backpack from under the victim's car containing an incendiary device, a knife, zip ties, and wigs. In the Caribbean tonight, the American father charged with manslaughter accused of killing a hotel worker in Anguilla. Scott Hapgood was escorted by police and security after a pre-trial hearing today. He says he was there on vacation. He was protecting his family and that he would do it again. ABC's Victor Akendo is on the scene.
Scott, what do you expect to happen today? The Connecticut father fighting a manslaughter charge after a vacation in Anguilla, back on the island today for a preliminary hearing.
We all want the same thing, justice. For me, that means proving my innocence.
Scott Hapgood insisting he was acting in self-defense when handyman Kenny Mitchell came to the family's hotel room in uniform unannounced, saying he needed to fix a sink before pulling a knife and trying to rob him. The two men fought. Hapgood says he was stabbed and bitten. When it was over, Mitchell was dead. The coroner says from asphyxiation and blunt force trauma. Hotel bellman Jeshwan Clark tells us he was called to the room as Hapgood pinned Mitchell down, waiting for police.
I keep insisting over and over, he needs to ease up off of him.
And he wouldn't?
And he would not.
An unconfirmed toxicology report appears to show Mitchell had high levels of alcohol and cocaine in his system. But Mitchell's family and friends say he was not a violent man.
I can put my neck on the chopping block that Kenny Mitchell did not attempt to rob him. He has a good family. He had a good job. He was not someone who was desperate for money.
This case, which has galvanized the small island of Anguilla, is just getting started. Scott Hapgood is due back in court on September 9th. David?
Victor, thank you. Now to your money, jobs, and the U.S. economy tonight. The Labor Department revising its numbers downward, reporting there were 501,000 fewer jobs created over the last year than previously thought. We've seen these revisions before, but this is the largest revision in a decade. So let's get right to ABC's chief White House correspondent, Jonathan Karl, tonight. And John, I know you were in the Oval Office today. You asked the president about these revisions, and let's listen.
Mr. President, are you concerned about the jobs numbers, the revision, 500,000 fewer jobs over the past year?
No, the job numbers have been really good. We have unemployment at a level that it hasn't been at for many, many years. Fantastic numbers. The economy has been really fantastic.
John Karl with the president today. The president there sounding upbeat, John, but he and his campaign team are watching the numbers, of course. They're aware of these warnings about a possible recession. And as you know, John, this could be the issue in 2020.
No question, David. And while the economy continues to grow, there are a number of warning signs. Another one this week, projected federal budget deficits are projected to be more than $1 trillion a year, something a top government economist said is simply not sustainable. And the president this week has gone back and forth on whether or not he wants to see some kind of a boost, temporary boost to the economy, like a payroll tax cut. But the president's economic team continues to believe that the economy remains strong. But I've got to tell you, David, they are watching those numbers closer than anybody because they are fully aware that an economic downturn would severely hurt the president's chances at re-election.
All right, John Karl, who was in the Oval Office today. John, thank you. New crackdown tonight on those annoying robocalls we all receive. 12 major phone companies now teaming up with every state, agreeing to offer smartphone customers free call blocking tools. Companies are also being asked to deploy a new system identifying real customer phone numbers from fake numbers used by scammers. We all know what that's about. Americans